Good morning. It's April the 10th, 2017. Time to kick off another week of trading. And the overnight equity markets are down around the globe outside of Japan's. Not much news to drive the trading today, so my guess is we're going to deal with a regular, quiet Monday where it may be a couple hours before the markets make up their mind which way they want to go. We'll start with a customary disclaimer. Hypothetical or simulated performance results have certain limitations. Unlike an actual performance record, simulated results do not represent actual trading. Also, since the trades have not been executed, the results may have under or overcompensated for the impact, if any, of certain market factors such as the lack of liquidity. Simulated trading programs in general are all subject to the fact that they are designed with the benefit of hindsight. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profit or losses similar to those shown. Always a mouthful, isn't it? Okay, we had a trend day down on Friday in Treasuries, and that usually yields a pause day. Given the lack of news, my guess is that's what we'll face. So we have labor market conditions indicator. Last month was up 0.6. No estimate for today. Nobody pays any attention to it. So resistance starts at 28 to the buck. Our first sell is 27 to 31. 3 to 7 for sell 2. On the buy side, 17 to 21, buy 1. And 9 to 13, buy 2. There's not a lot going on. Depends on what happens in the E-mini. The E-mini's stuck in a range, so we'll just play for a trading range market with a down bias because of Friday's selling, unless the E-mini breaks hard. It is an auction week. That usually brings a sideways market. A lot of hedging was done, lots of volume on Friday. Lots of puts were bought. Lots of outright futures were sold. So the big guys are buttoned up. No matter what happens with this week's auction. Okay, first resistance on the bonds, 16 to 20. So 23, 27, sell 1. And then we'll make 31.03, sell 2. On the support side, could make a case for 4 to 8. We'll put it at the buck to 4. Buying 25 to 29s. And 13 to 17 as the market did sell. And finish week on Friday. Gold was off a bit. Couple of bucks. Not a lot, equities around the globe sold except for Japan's. And that's usually the case. Japan's up, everybody else is down, or everybody else is up and Japan is down. Japan is viewed as the ultimate safe haven if things go wrong. And that's for a country that's got 4 times the debt GDP ratio, so it's pretty wobbly if you ask me. There are safer places. Stops below 1250, 48 to 1250, buy 1. 45, 47, buy 2. Basically, we're trying to buy 45s to 50. On the sell side, 54, 56, and 59, 61 for sell 2. Baseball season has started. I know a lot of people really enjoy that. It's supposed to be the thinking man's sport. Always let me out. Although I don't mind going to the ballpark and taking in a game every now and then. Can't watch it. I don't watch a lot of TV though. It's just I'd rather be doing something, or given the choice between reading a book or watching TV, I must always go with the book. That's how I'm built. Okay, the euro is down a little bit. Ultimately, I think we're going to 105. 106 even by 1. 575 by 2. As you can see, not much is going on. The break right up here is in the 38 to 40 area. So 25, sell 1. 40 to 50, sell 2. What chatter we did have in the news articles was about the drumbeats of war has gotten louder. The United States is sending a carrier group to the North Korean waters. I dare say every dictator in the world, though, will take a different stance or posture, even with our government now. The freebie days, doing what you wanted to do with impunity, are over. And that's one thing that Trump accomplished in that missile salvo. But you see the complicity of Russia in all of this. They were the guarantor of all of that. And then we have our officials out there bragging about what a good deal was, and all those weapons have been removed from Syria. Russia, of course, guaranteed it. Now we know that they're not. In fact, we knew exactly where those weapons were, which bunkers they were in. We didn't hit those with missiles. And you have to know that the previous administration knew that too. So it's just, we deal with just one lie after another, it seems like, out of Washington, D.C. And it's going to take a while to straighten that out. Stops above 53. 53, 53 and a quarter, sell 1. 53.50, 53.75. As far as crude oil goes, everybody, the articles are how much of a war premium should be built in the price of crude oil. So that's where we find ourselves. Okay, we've got 25 to 50 by 1 is pretty aggressive, but that's where support is. And then 51.75, 52 by 2. As long as there is a drumbeat of war, it's pretty hard for crude to sell, especially when the fighting is in the Middle East. But you have to just sit back and wonder what, if anything, that comes out of a lot of DC has been true. And I'd say not much, other than political posturing. They're like a bunch of peacocks and preening their feathers and strutting around, and as opposed to making bird calls, they give speeches. And they enrich, clearly they go to D.C. to line their pockets. Pretty hard to see it any other way. And I don't know if I wouldn't do the same if I were in their shoes. That's a pretty nice gravy train. No recessions ever increasing amounts of money. Pretty hard to say no to that. Sell 1, 59 to 61. Sell 2, 64 to 66. Hard to see us breaking out of a range today. 49 to 51 by 1. We might be dealing with a 6 to 8 points for the first couple hours of trading. Then 45, 47. So basically a 45 to 50 buy and a 60 to 65 sell. And that might be stretching the boundaries. We've had some very, very quiet Mondays. And today could shape up to be one of those, given the lack of news. Okay, going to take a bit to get stuff up and published. I'll get busy on that. I'll be back with you as soon as possible.